just like to say, wow, we have quite a turnout. Echoing what our MC said in the beginning, I'd like to thank all of you for coming here today. I'd just like to say, when I was first walking up here, and I saw all those cars parked against the curb, and all those cars, you know, inside the car park, I was like, yes! I am so popular! my dreams were crushed when I walked up to the drama studio, and I figured it was a different event. I wasn't popular after all. But, you know, you guys are here now, and that made up for it. So, on to my talk. What I'm going to be talking about is talking. That may have seemed slightly circular to some of you. You know, speaking about speaking, performing about performing. But I assure you, I've got it all figured out. Simply, I'm going to talk about what it takes to entertain. Now, when I'm talking about this, I have a philosophy, my own little philosophy, my own little checklist of what it takes to entertain. First on the list is confidence. Second is passion. And the third is initiative. These things I gained one by one in order to become the performer, as you might know me, Nico the Awesome, that I am today. Now, I'd just like to start by saying it takes a lot of courage to do what my fellow performers, my fellow speakers have done today. They risked embarrassment in front of all you guys, stumbling over their lines. And although some of you might believe this is somewhat trivial, to an adolescent like me, as you can tell by my obsession with my hair, is that social life is incredibly important. I read in the Times an article that I read an article in the Times. That idea was stolen. It's not my own. I just like to not plagiarize. But you can see in homeroom speeches, right, that some of you might know, that people are so afraid of embarrassment. I had no idea. Even though they were speaking to their peers and their friends, their general stance was kind of shrinking away from the audience, trying to maintain a low profile on one leg. If they had a hood, they would put it over their heads, and they would go like this, and they would try to say as little as possible. Like, today I was going to talk about the IB learner profile, and I think it's great. Thank you. And that's all they would say, because they were so afraid of saying something wrong or saying something stupid that they tried to say as little as possible. Now, this is all because they lacked confidence. Now, what turned that one-legged, shrinking away kind of attitude towards homeroom speeches into a loud, kind of confident, I'm going to speak to you and you're going to be entertained, as I know you all are, because I'm Nico the Awesome, as I said before, is definitely confidence. And the difference between holding an audience and losing it, making an audience entertained and making an audience not, is whether or not you are confident in yourself that you can make them entertained in the first place. Now, but confidence by itself isn't enough. I mean, loud, yes, people are interested, yes, but it sounds forced, it sounds robotic, it sounds like you don't really want to do it. Like, today I'm gonna talk about doing stuff in the stuff and why that's important. That doesn't keep your attention. That doesn't make you interested in what they're saying. The person sounds more like a robot than an actual person who's trying to convey their feelings, their emotions to you. And so you need a deeper feel, deeper driving force in order to achieve this. Now, I call this force passion. Now, you can't buy passion, unfortunately. You can't go to the 7-Eleven, you get your little octopus card out, you say, all right, I'm going to buy some chips, I'm going to buy some soda, I'm going to buy some passion, and I'm going to be done with it. No, and you can't take passion lessons either, as you can for confidence, I think. You can't sign up for passion lessons, which is very unfortunate, as it would make a lot of speeches a lot better. I mean, passion has to be something that makes you want to do something, that actually makes you want to do whatever you're doing. In the CIS school play, The Good Person Was the Swan, if any of you watched that? No? No? Okay. And I talked to a lot of the other performers, and I asked them why they were doing it. And they looked at me and they said, Nico, of course I need something pretty on my CV so I can get into a good university. And I was shocked at this. I had no idea. I actually didn't know what a CV was until I asked them. I asked them, you know, and this is what fueled them. This is what made them stand on stage and risk embarrassment. And I don't want to be mean, but that's kind of shallow. My own gaining of passion happened when I was very little. I think I was around 6, so this is before I moved to Hong Kong. And my mom, she brought me to this theater camp during the summer. And I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea what I was doing. She took me in the van and she said, "Go!" And so I went. And all of a sudden I found myself standing up in the stage in this auditorium in the church. And I was doing something called an audition. I had no idea what an audition was. I had no idea. I had no idea what I was doing. I stood up there and apparently I said something funny. And then, as I saw the audience laughing, as you guys were just a few seconds ago, I saw, and I felt this inexplicable feeling of happiness. Like, oh my gosh, I made them laugh. And I saw that, and I felt really, really happy. I made them entertained. I made them happy. I made them joyous. And that is my driving force. That is why I am performing today. That's why I'm speaking today. To make you guys laugh, and I hope I succeed. Now, but passion and confidence by themselves aren't enough. So last but not least, as cliche as that might sound, is initiative. The ability to roll with the punches, as my mom said. The ability to take what's coming at you and compensate for any mistakes. So, I'd just like to say, but something goes wrong with every performance, just so you know. I mean, as an example, I'm actually supposed to be over there, but I'm over here. And there are 2 ways to solve that. One involves initiative, and one doesn't. The one that doesn't involve initiative involves me running over there like this. I'm supposed to be over there. And everyone knows I made a mistake, and everybody knows that I didn't do it well enough. No matter how many times I've rehearsed or how many times I've practiced, I just made a mistake. And the initiative, the way using initiative to solve that problem would be to walk like this, to act like I know what I'm doing, to act like I meant to do this in the beginning, even though I didn't. So what it is just to deal with it. Now, an example of this is when I was in that same theater camp just a couple years ago, and we were doing this play, and it involved someone tied up in the middle of the stage on a chair. Don't ask me why. And I had to go on with one of my friends. He would untie the knot, and I would untie the rope and help him up. And then he would exit the stage, and we would exit the stage, and it would all be, you know, whoop-de-doo. And then, except for this problem. So he was sitting in the chair on stage tied up, and I walked over to him, and I expected my friend to be behind him, and I turned around, and my friend wasn't there. I think he was eating cookies. just as a guess. I don't mean him any harm or embarrassment. And so I was standing there, and I had this person in a chair, and I didn't know how to untie because I was kind of young. Once again, there were 2 paths I could take. I could take the non-initiative path, which was to stand there and wait for my friend to come on. John, you're supposed to be up here. John! And then the other way would be to create a scene of my own, which I did. I looked at the guy, and then I looked behind me, and I looked at the guy, and I was like, you know, someone was supposed to help me untie you, Tom, but, yeah, I think he's eating. Hey, John, can you help me? You know, John's the one who unties the knots, you know, because John, he always had this knack with knots, and I went on to this huge tangent, right, until my friend realized, wait a second. Supposed to be on stage, crap! And he ran on stage and he helped me with the knots, and by that time my scene was over. So what turned that play from being like this on stage into like a scene with character development and a scene with something actually happening was me using my initiative. I mean, countless times you can see people with huge amount, like little people, not big people, people with passion and confidence. They stand up into the middle of the stage and they say, "I forgot my line. I forgot it." And that's the difference between initiative and not having initiative. So there you have it. I have my 3 points for performing. I have confidence, I have passion, and I have initiative. And with these 3 points, I gained them one by one: confidence first, then passion, and initiative. I evolved as a performer from a meek little kid cowering in the corner on one leg to me right now, Nico the incredibly awesome, for the 3rd time. So I needed all of these to become the performer I am today, and to them, I say thank you. And to you guys too.
Nico the Awesome, I think you made my day.
Well, that sums it up for tonight. I hope you guys had a great time.
We also hope that you'll leave tonight feeling inspired and perhaps with a view of the world that is a little bit different than before you came. Moreover, as we're graduating students of the class of 2012, we hope we will leave behind a tradition of inspiration, and for those who are leaving with us, we hope you will continue spreading new ideas.
And we'd like to thank all the people who supported us throughout this journey. Firstly, thank Jose Rudia, who answered us, and Sine from Wichita, and Madeline from a parent from CIS.
We'd also like to thank our volunteers tonight. Could you all please come on stage?
Except for the video. Video back too.
Come on stage, everyone. Everyone give them a round of applause. Without them, this would not have happened. And also our speakers. Our speakers who gave ideas worth sharing and spreading. Could you all please come on stage as well? Have a good night, and
We'd also like to thank our sponsors,
okay.
Pacific Coffee, who most of you have had nice drinks from, and Sodexo, who supplied food. And also, I've noticed many people filming. I forgot to mention at the beginning of the talk that's actually against TED regulations to film. So,
if you do film, keep it to yourself.
Yeah, if you film it, keep it on the camera. We have, as you can see, 3 cameras who's constantly videoing, and we'll post that on YouTube for you to share with your friends and family. So those who film on your private cameras, just keep it to yourselves.
So with all that being said, we'd like to thank you, all of you, for coming out tonight and making the effort to come out tonight, and have a good night.
And remember to have some of Mr. Fire's lovely food.
Mr. Fire's food.
You guys.